So, thank you. We can start. My name is Roberto Lollini. I'm a group leader, a researcher in URAC Research Institute for Renewable Energy in Italy. I deal with energy efficient buildings, and I'm here to try to chair at best this session on innovation clusters. Yeah, the idea is that the innovation clusters are means to widespread change of practice in the construction sector. I would say both for new development and for the existing building. And so try to transform the European building stock towards climate neutrality. And I mean, here we are here also to discuss a possible contribution of Built4People partnership in order to promote innovation and innovation clusters. Yeah, in a way that is aligned with the Built4People objectives as described in the strategic research and innovation agenda. Yeah, the reason is why we are here and why we are trying to promote the innovation cluster is that there are large amount of innovation results coming, I would say, continuously from collaborative research projects. And most of these results have great market penetration potential. But I mean, sometimes happen that this potential is not adequately exploited. So innovation clusters could be a way, a tool to support the transition towards the market, connecting, I would say, startups, SMEs, and of course also bigger companies, academic organizations, research centers, laboratories, and so on and so forth. And another aim is to try to integrate value chains. That is very important. We also heard this in the presentation of the keynote speakers. And an innovation cluster could be also a way to generate positive cross-fertilization and synergies, hopefully in an open innovation process. So today we have a couple of speakers to introduce the discussion. Claudia Hunziker-Keller is an innovation ecosystem manager at Nobatec in F4, and Jean-Luc Bouchot, general delegate in ProModule in F4. Claudia will report about Meta Building project. Is a kind of interesting example of implementing innovation cluster. And so, I mean, she will report about the concept and the way they are using. And Jean-Luc will report on highlights from an initiative for innovative scaling with the aim of building sector transformation again towards climate neutrality, as well as more overall efficiency and user well-being. So, I mean, try to put together different possible goals. So the first part of the session will be dedicated to the presentation, and thank you also to Germaine Adele for the preparation of the presentation. Yeah, I do hope we will have a fruitful discussion. So, Claudia, the floor is yours. Martino, if you want to go, yeah, please. Claudia, can you hear us? Mm-hmm. Or Jean-Luc?
Roberto, I don't see them, so I'm just going to go and try and figure out what's happening. But yeah, maybe we can, maybe you can move on and do one of your polls or something else while we try and figure out what's
that's
happening.
a good idea. Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
So, I mean, we can start also with the poll. We prepared some questions for you. So the first one is related to the importance of innovation clusters in, let's say, contributing to scaling innovation in the built environment. So what do you think about the importance of innovation cluster to bring into the market innovative solutions, innovative results? So you can choose among 5 levels of importance from strongly agree to strongly disagree. So, and then we can also, discuss the results. So if you wanna go to the Slido on the right side, and you can vote.
Yeah, there's 2 people who have voted now, so we need a few more. 4.
Don't be shy.
Hello, can you hear me, Rebecca?
Hello. Yeah. Hello.
I'm sorry they couldn't set me up. I don't know why. Yesterday it worked, today it didn't, but here I am.
Don't worry. We started with the poll and waiting for you. So we are voting for the first statement related to innovation clusters and how this could be important contributor to the scaling of innovations in the built environment.
Yeah.
So it seems.
Can you see the results, or otherwise I will?
Yeah,
I will.
I can see. I mean,
you can. Okay.
I don't know if all of us can see the results.
Oh, maybe I have
can
to
see the
vote
results
something.
in the Slido. Yeah.
Okay.
If you vote, then you see it. Yeah. Okay.
So anyway, there's more or less 45-50% strongly agree with this statement. 30 just agree. 8 strongly disagree, and 8 also 8% disagree. So it would be interesting. I don't know if you can write in the chat, especially if you strongly agree or strongly disagree. And of course, innovation cluster is not the only mean to push innovation into the market. So there could be also other means. So I don't know. I mean, you can, I guess, just speak and or write in the chat your comment on this result. So as I said, the most in the session agree or strongly agree on the use of innovation clusters, but there's also someone disagree or strongly disagree. So it would be interesting to see the reason related to that. Yeah, agree with the Stefan. So maybe we can discuss later on this result, maybe after the presentation by Claudia. So I would come back to the presentation. So Martino, if you can share the screen, and Claudia just asked for next slide. And I already introduced you, but if you want to say a couple of words on you, if not, I mean, we can start with the presentation.
Okay, maybe I say a few words. Hello, everybody. Thanks for inviting me. Very sorry for being late. It was not in my hands to change it, but at least I'm here, and that's great. I'm working from Novatec in EFCAT together with Germain. I think this has already been introduced. Maybe what has not been introduced is that Novatec in EFCAT is leading 2 projects that are circling around in certain ways about innovation clusters. One of them is Meta Building, the other one is Meta Building Labs. One of the members of both projects, consortium members, is the CTP. That's why it's also very much linked to what we will be talking about here. And furthermore, I'm assisted by Jean-Luc Buchou. He's the general delegate of Le Cercle Promodule INEF4. This is an endowment fund that is linked to Novatec, as you can see by INEF4. But we will also maybe talk about this later on. Le Cercle Promodule INEF4 is as well a partner in the Meta Building Labs project. So please go to the first slide. So what is, if we are talking about innovation clusters, of course, first of all, we have to talk about innovation. What is innovation and how it has to evolve? I think most of you are familiar with this kind of schematic about the changes in innovation. We all know the centralized inward-looking innovation, which was done for over years and hundreds of years by all companies. They wanted to have everything inside and bring some of their developments to the market. This is really an outdated model, at least since Chess Pro. But as well, we are looking out and we are learning more and more that innovation is not coming from doing something in your corner and not looking right and left, but innovation comes from exchanging with others. And also, as Chess Pro has said, rightly so, not all the good, bright minds work in your institution. So maybe there is innovation out there that you might want to in-source, which is open innovation in its best, or also outsource to not lose out on things you have developed inside and you won't bring to the market for one or the other reason. For exactly this problem, and this we will see later, we have also developed something in Meta Building that can help a lot of you to bring things to the market that you have decided not to bring to the market on your own. But the topic of today is innovation networks, and this is going even further. This is basically to link up everybody with everybody, not directly, but to really enlarge the possibilities of working together in order to create the fertile ground for innovation by looking across regions, across countries, and especially as well across sectors. Next, please. This is why we need to create or activate innovation ecosystems, and we need to connect them that they become multi-level ecosystem at a variable geometry. Of course, we have already existing things, like, for example, European ecosystem. You could mention the World Green Building Council, ECTP. These could be innovation ecosystems at European level. But we have also ecosystems that are on national level that we call in our project language meta clusters, and we call them meta clusters because they are often integrating not only entities, legal entities, but also clusters, already existing clusters. And we have, last but not least, the regional clusters. And a lot of innovation is, or if there is innovation going on right now, it's often in regional clusters, or in France, it's pôle de compétitivité. But the problem of these kinds of regional clusters is sometimes that they focus too much or only on certain sectors, and they don't look right and left. And this is also cutting them off from having a fertile environment. And one of the goals of Meta Building and as well as Meta Building Labs is to open these up and to bring them together with others, maybe from other sectors, from other regions, in order to have a fruitful environment for innovation. I hope Jean-Luc is here. He made it, hopefully. because one of the next slide he will starting be with, I don't know. Can somebody tell me?
I cannot see him.
No.
I don't know if he's experiencing any technical issue.
He's
Yeah,
just
you're
arrived.
here.
Okay,
Super.
very good. Okay,
Perfect
Just in time.
okay, it was just to check. Okay, so we start with the first level, which is European level ecosystems. I've already mentioned they can be of several types. I would like also to mention here, you see several logos, and maybe there are people in the room that are coming from these institutions, and we have never been in contact with them. This is not something that they have never been asked. It's just our way of seeing this as well in the future presentations, where we will give examples of innovation clusters. It's not necessarily these clusters exist, but it's ways of looking at it and whom we think or which type of actor we think it would be worse or there is a need to integrate them in an innovation ecosystem. But here you see it's two categories. It's construction sector entities. The orange circle is talking about what is in meta building. So we have ECTP, that is in meta building. That is a European level ecosystem already on its own. And we have others like the World Green Building Council, EBC, ENBRI, or you name it, that are entities that we consider ecosystems at European level. But we have also entities that are from other sectors, but at European level, which are, for example, in the framework of the Meta Building Project, EFP, the European Association of Green Walls and Roofs, the Additive Manufacturing Platform, or EURIC. EURIC is the European Association of Recycling and Circular Economy. This is just to give you an idea of what other similar institutions exist or ecosystems exist, like the ECTP, for example, for the construction sector. The goal of Meta Building to bring them together. That's why they are all in the Meta Building project, to make different sectors to work together within the Meta Building project. But of course, we have a different other of these type of cross-sectoral entities or entities that are from other sectors, which could be like Housing Europe, for example. Okay, they are from the construction sector, or the ENOL, the European Network of Living Labs. These are entities that are in Meta Building Labs. I will talk maybe a little later on this, but there are many others to be cited, like EFL, EUREC, ETRA, and you can name a few. We just gave some examples. So this is what, when we thinking about European level ecosystems, that's what we are talking about, what we are thinking of. Now we go to the second step. This is on national level ecosystems. And there is where I would like to give the floor and the stage to Jean-Luc, because
yes,
he was... Yes.
Sorry, I have some technical issues. I hope that you can hear me, or that I don't know if you see me.
We can hear you. We cannot see you, but yeah, I do think we should go on in this way. So Jean-Luc, the floor is yours.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. So we're very sorry with some technical troubles with the computer. I don't know why. So I cannot. I can just have the mic, but the camera doesn't want to be working or to be open. So anyway, so thank you, Claudia, for having developed it so far. During the Meta Building project, as you can see on this slide, we have in each countries involved as partner in the project, we have analyzed and created a mapping of what entities are connected to innovation. And so each country developed its own mapping system to analyze where are the RTOs, where are the clusters, where are the pole de competitivité, where are also the university and the academics, where are the associations. So this mapping has helped us to visualize what is going on in each country. And this has been a great help obviously in the meta-building project to target the SMEs because they are the first target companies to be helped in this project, but it has also helped us to create this network between different structures that didn't speak between them before. So if we move to the next slide, we have here the meta-building project in orange. This is the six partners that started project meta-buildings, and it has been also followed by another project, Meta-Building Labs, which has included 7 more countries. So the goal is, in fact, to be able to reach all the countries in Europe to create this kind of international networking and to come back to each country to have this national innovation system to be able to communicate with the CTP and so to push forward the needs, the wants also concerning all the supply chain of building construction to make it sure that the innovation expected or the innovation weighted will be useful and will help to reach the objectives concerning energy and also environmental problems. So the next slide will emphasize, in fact, the possibility to have this technological platform. And there is an example that we have been able to analyze also during the meta-building project with Spain. So Spain has a PTEC, so Platform Technologique de la Construction. And this platform, as you can see with all this label, is gathered with a lot of type of entities, and in which we have, and you have also the mapping on the slide, which we can have the gathering of all the contributors to what could be innovation. What is big companies, SMEs, startup, but also academics, institutions, and local authority, every people connected and investing in this field. So this technological platform has 144 members, and it shows, this is an example, it exemplifies the fact that it is possible to have in each country this kind of technological platform turned towards innovation. And so if we just move forward with the following slide, we concentrate on what we think about France. And when we analyze the situation and the mapping in France, first of all, we have what is called a cluster that gather some entities and SMEs and also building owners that works locally or regionally with innovation, construction, and try to push forward and animate a network of these people. So we can see that either on the continent or in the islands, there are clusters that is connected. So the clusters regionally exist on their own. The problem sometimes is that there is no real link or cooperation turned toward innovation or new projects between those clusters. So that's the first basis or the first foundation. There are local clusters. So if we move forward to the next slide, we have also some entities like Cercle Promodule, where we gather industrials and also some other companies or research companies, where we work for the general interest to promote also some kind of innovation. So we have the clusters. The second step is we can have the industrials, the big companies or smaller SMEs and also startups. And then the following step on the following slide, if it's possible to display, shows that there are also RTOs or the big one, there in France. We just have mentioned some of them that are also for some connected to the CTP. And this platform, this in fact gathering of the cluster plus industrial plus the RTOs will help us to, and we think this is the philosophy we'd like to develop in the continuation of Meta Building project, to create for France the same platform, or more or less the same platform that exists in Spain, to be able to gather all these people to provide the needs, the wants, and what is expected, or what would be the most useful as trends for innovation in building construction. And obviously, and that's an important point we want to mention, this platform, or national platform, is not to compete with the regional cluster or to compete with the RTOs. This is really a place where there is a gathering and a sharing of all these interesting ideas that could be promoted, and to help people that are not used to speaking together to be able to do it in that place. And also, finally, to provide food for thoughts to the CTP, and to be able also to maybe organize at the national level the field of innovation connected to building construction. So this is what we wanted to cover and to emphasize. And now Claudia maybe can carry on with the continuation of this presentation.
Thank you very much, Jean-Luc. Please, Claudia.
Yeah, I've seen Stephen's question in the Q&A, but I will respond a little later on, if you allow me. We have seen the different levels of ecosystems. Now, if we go into the direction of innovation clusters, some of these entities we have seen before, and PETEC is a real example. This is not a made-up example. PETEC exists and does the job that they do. And all the icons you have seen, the logos, they are real members. All of them, they can be considered clusters as well in the world of innovation, and they are to a certain extent. It's important to know that the regional clusters, they have a real important role, because they have a real location. Not all of them have they have maybe a legal seat where they are, like ECTP, but they have not a legal anchorage, if you want to say so, a location. A regional cluster has. So clusters can be of this type. And they can be innovation clusters or not, but the clusters in the wording of Built4People innovation clusters is not necessarily a cluster. In the case of a regional cluster, it would be that, but it can be more. It can also be platforms, as we have seen, this National Construction Technology Platform like PETEC. It can be cross-sectoral associations. It can be industrial associations, or it can be others. These are the examples you have seen before. They can be clusters at national or European level. And it can be also other entities, for example, like open innovation testbeds that are being created, a lot of them in the construction sector, 3 of them to be precise, and digital innovation hubs, or any other business and technical ad hoc network that you might think of. But this is not enough. Our vision is actually to go further in order to create innovation meta clusters. This is the aim is to mix, to bring together different sectors, either at European level or at regional levels, to facilitate working between different countries, between different regions. So to create these kind of virtual, if you want to say, meta clusters that are not, they don't have a legal entity, but they are created to foment collaboration and to profit of synergies from the different members that are clusters as well. So it's a combination of these clusters into a meta cluster. And in order to do that, we have created the Meta Building Open Innovation Platform. Next slide, please. Here you see a screenshot of the platform. You don't see all of the models, but just a few words about the Meta Building platform. The Meta Building platform is supposed to be the backbone and the meeting place of the EU-scale innovation ecosystem, but not only of construction, but of enlarged built environment sector, where we integrate other sectors, like we have seen in Meta Building above. For example, nature-based solution, recycling, circular economy, or any other sector that has a role and an importance for the construction sector. This is strongly linked to ECTP because also they are a member of the consortium. But anyway, we go to the next slide. And one of the models that is being under development will help, especially help these clusters to come together and work together in order to break up these silos. It's called the cluster management module. I can't show it right now because we are actually right now developing it. It's aimed at the management of these clusters in their, if it's, I don't know, for example, two regional construction sector clusters from the same country, but from other region, and you want to bring them together. So it could be in their own national language, or it could be multilingual if it's across borders. But it will especially help them to strategically collaborate with other sectors. It will have a collaborative workspace. And it's also to sharing offers and requests for expertise among the members of these the cluster members. It's also to showcase projects and have an overview of the projects of these clusters. And last but not least, because it's combining all these different actors with their profiles and their products and services they offer, it is a good way of doing technology and market watch. So, and this is, of course, also the basis to do innovation, because you need to know what's out there, what's needed, what is already existing, to profile your innovation project and to profile an innovation project that integrates another sector. So next, please.
Yeah, and Claudia, I would have to try to finalize to keep time for the discussion or for your answers to the questions. Please, sorry.
Okay, give me 2 more moments and go to the next slide. 2 more minutes or 1 minute even.
Please.
Okay, so this is a example of actually collaboration between two regional clusters that we are trying to set up in a project to come, where we try to all related actors of these 2 regions. It's 2 regions, one in the Basque Country, French Basque Country, and one in the Spanish Basque Country, to integrate them in order to make them work together and use this cluster management module. And now, if you go to the last slide, I answer actually to the answer of Stephen. It was, I think, the last one. Please, one more. Okay, okay, the second last. How this helps to scale up. The platform has allowed SMEs to find each other, to set up collaborative innovation projects, and actually they are in the way of bringing these projects to the market. They are all cross-sectoral. You can see here an example that is actually involves 3 sectors: digital industry, nature-based solutions, circularity, recycling. Actually, the 4th one, because all of them are somehow circled around construction. And this is a way how this innovation platform and the network we have created through Meta Building is helping SMEs to get up speed, to work together between here. It's an example between Spain and Germany, and to actually bring their solutions to the market. Because what I have maybe presented to you seems a little complicated, and it's a very high level, but what will come out of this? I can assure you that the Meta Building project has showed that there is an interest of SMEs. The numbers prove it. We had 229 SMEs that were involved in cross-border proposals and cross-sectoral proposals in the first call. We have just ended last week the second call, and we nearly doubled the number of SMEs involved. And we could, in the last call, finally about 37. And all of them have a project that is really bringing solutions to the market, or the innovation to the market. We finance them. It's not a huge amount. It's 60K to finance them different evolution steps, development steps to move up the TRL scale towards the market. I don't know if this answers your question, Stephen, but maybe you can.
Yeah. I have a question on that. Yeah. First of all, thank you very much for your presentation and congratulations for the project. It is really very interesting. And I was wondering if, I mean, you mentioned that the number of SMEs involved and the number of projects. I'm wondering if there's a kind of interactions among different users of the platform, different users of the clusters. So in particular, if there's a connection, or the platform is also a chance for a connection between, I don't know, very small enterprise and a bigger company, in a way that they can find both benefits on that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, clusters as such. I mean, in the projects, in the two different projects, we have clusters, as we have showed you, and they are using the platform not to manage their cluster right now, because the cluster management model is not finished. But this will possible, and especially this platform should then help to hook up two different clusters and make them work together across sectors, across regions or countries. To how to make to work together, big ones and small ones. Everybody is invited to use the platform. We have one module that is called the Find a Partner module, where you can post partner requests or offers. We used it a lot right now, and it worked well, I have to say, to permit the SMEs to find another SME to set up a project with. But you can as well use it to find actually a big one or another SME. Big companies could be involved even in the project. In some, they have been, but they, of course, didn't get funding because it was an innocent project, so no funding for big ones. But they could be a partner of a consortium.
Yep.
And the meta building winners are shown on the platform. You can see them, you can see their projects. And and I had quite some feedback from big players that were interested in knowing who was supported and what they do in order to hook up with them. And of course, as anybody else, they can use the platform, create their profile, and start to hook up with the SMEs that have been financed or with any other partner. For the moment, as I said, the cluster thing is not yet set, but it's we have seen it this morning with Alain. It's in development, and it's nearly ready to be used. And there are plans that the ECTP could use it themselves in order to organize the ECTP with the different members, with the different committees, and so on. And of course, if the World Green Building Council is doing the same, we could hook up the two cluster management models, and we have basically the Built4People common workspace. I mean, I'm talking out loud. This has not been decided or whatever, but just to show you, yes, this is possible, and this is exactly what.
That's interesting.
Maybe to complete, Claudia, this is Jean-Luc speaking. Sorry for the camera. I have tried to manage for it, but wasn't able. And to complete your answer, and to Roberto for the example of France, because we are the partner of Meta Building for France. So what we have noticed, we mentioned previously all the clusters. We have noticed that they were really involved in the animation of the meta building calls, and they have also pushed forward the ideas for the SMEs to get involved. And what is interesting is that according to the label of the cluster or the theme they covered, some big companies are also involved in regional clusters. So it has helped us to see that there is some opportunities to make meta building project be known to SMEs, obviously, but also to big companies. This is what also the promotion we have made, to say that you can invest some of your time, not to receive money, but some of your time to help startup or SMEs that you have in your scope and of actions, to be able to start innovation, and to be able also to what could be called integrated innovation. So not innovation for the product of the big companies, but innovation that can be useful to the market because they integrate different aspects of different kind of products that can be gathered together to produce something new. So this is something interesting that we have also been able to see through a meta building project.
Yeah, and related to that and related to what Claudia also presented, related to, let me say, move from closed innovation to open innovation to ecosystem of innovation. That, I mean, an interesting slide. I was wondering how the companies in your experience are, let me say, ready to be open in, let's say, launching their challenges in a direction or in another. So bottom up or top down, if we consider startup or bigger companies. So how was your experience on that? Are they prepared and ready to be really open?
We see all. I think there is differences in countries that are more advanced, more open. I think Spain is a good example because they are used to work together in pre-competitive research and innovation activities, especially through PETEC. I don't say that every Spanish company is open, but usually they know how to work together. Also, the different RTOs, they are really in the spirit, I think, most of them, of co-opetition. They know they are competitors, but they have to collaborate anyway. I could even say Roberto is the same with us. Jurek and Novatek in Eclat, we are competitors in a way, but we are also collaborators in a lot of projects, and we invite us and vice versa. I think. But it's true that maybe the companies have even a more hard time to do that, or some of them. But I would say, it's a little national. I could say, Jean-Luc will maybe not like it, but that there are, of course, French companies that are very open. But to my interpretation and my feel, a lot of French companies are at the very beginning of opening up. They are not so used to do that. And so I would say it's maybe a cultural or a country thing as well. It's also that a lot of SMEs are maybe scared of opening up because they are scared that somebody steals their ideas and so on. But I think when I look at the SMEs that I have seen now, the many through meta building, okay, I only see the ones that are open to participate, I have also to say. But they have learned that a big group doesn't need to be, the man-eater, but they are also helping them to grow business. They are helping them to integrate them in their network. I think there is a way of sound integration and healthy relationship between big ones and small ones. But I don't say that there are no fears of doing it.
Yeah, sure. So it's a process running. Please, Jean-Luc.
Sorry, Roberto. And concerning just France, maybe we may have the example of the very big companies like, for instance, Saint-Gobain on material constructions, or Schneider Electric for what is all connected to electricity. They have already, and this is what we have been able to get in touch through the meta building project. They had already created their own inside open innovation network, in which they help startups to increase their opportunity to develop new innovation. So it shows that those big companies, obviously, as Claudia said, they don't fear, because they are really international. So they don't really fear to open a little bit their innovation field and research and development. It's more complicated, as Claudia said, with a smaller size company, because they don't have this power on the national or international level, and obviously they are very careful not to have the ideas stolen or something.
Yeah, maybe also the innovation clusters could be places where to welcome the SMEs and let's say support them and let's say introduce them to also these kind of new approaches and to be actually part of an ecosystem. So this could be also kind of a scope of innovation clusters to, as I said, to welcome these smaller companies.
Yeah, that's right. They need, in fact, we need in the animation of that open innovation network and connection, we need to create confidence. That is, people may be able to feel free to come, feel free to share, do not have too much fear of being stolen with their ideas or their intellectual project. But that's something on which the regionally and nationally, for creating this national technological platform, that's something very important. The first pillar of that would be creating confidence, so that everybody may come with being at ease and being able to promote something that will be useful.
Yep.
I see we have two more questions.
In fact, I would like to move to the question by Alain. So how do you manage potential long-term, I would say, durability of these clusters? Because, I mean, we saw that there are many initiatives and it is important also to guarantee the durability of this positive cross-fertilization and interactions in an innovation ecosystem. So do you think there's let's say a recipe for the success of this innovation cluster?
The magic wand. I don't know, no, but I think it's about mass. If you have a lot of things in there, it's getting to be interesting. It's like it's in any social network. Okay, I'm not so much about social networks, but the more is in there, there is something for everybody. The more it's representative, and you want to do technology watch, and if you go there, you see everything that is a little new and is on the market. We have one module in the platform that is called Industrial Commons. It's actually a place where RTOs or other actors can showcase technologies that they don't want to bring to the market. This is what I was referring to at the very beginning from open innovation, because not everything we do in the end we will and want to bring ourselves to the market. This can be something that we have developed internally or or financed by EU project, but doesn't matter. There they can showcase this in order that somebody else takes it up, brings it to the market, and you get a share from the one that in the end will bring it to the market. So this, for example, is super important, because there you see a lot of technologies that have been developed in European projects that are out there, and that help you also to shape your innovation project, because you know what's already existing. You hit the ground running in informed, and you could even use some of the things, of course, not for free. You have to have a deal with the owner, but you could use things that are existing and build upon it. And not only from the construction sector, but also from other sectors. So this makes this leads in the end to an integrated value chain where you can work with actors from other sectors, and which makes it economically much more powerful. I don't know if this is, and the other thing is that we want to make the clusters use these cluster modules and make it the place to be to learn on innovation. In the end, just to tell you, I have learned this morning that we have only from the Meta Building project over 900 registered users that are SMEs, which I think is a lot in this few time, and we haven't not even started the sign up campaign. So just to tell you, but
yeah, and maybe this also bring to this question: do you think that a platform like Meta Building can be self-sustaining? Is there a business model beyond the EU funding? So yeah, this is the big question. So okay, in the time frame where there is the funding from the EU project, I mean, we can work, and then beyond that,
yeah, yes, there is an idea behind it and a model behind it. You may have seen, and we have mentioned Meta Building Labs. This is another project that will create an open innovation testbed. And Meta Building, the platform created in the Meta Building project, will also be the home of the Meta Building Labs OITB. And there is a business model behind the ITB, and the platform will be used as a single entry point for the open innovation testbed. So this will, first of all, the platform will be kind of continued during the Meta Building Labs project, but not only. Behind there is a business model for the YTB, where the platform, the Meta Building platform, is one part of it. And so the Meta Building ASBL, the association that will be created around the OITB, will then take over the platform in order to actually have it as its platform and use it and continue it. But it will stay open. But yeah, it's a part of the business model. I don't tell you all about the business model, but there is a sustainability issue already.
Just to say that we are also thinking about that. So also the life beyond the project. I would say RTD project, and I mean, just for the attendees, OITB is Open Innovation Testbed. So there are three projects running on that, and this could be a chance to, let's say, for the sustainability and durability of this support to
innovation
in the construction sector. And you also mentioned this.
Roberto, may
please.
I answer to you? Because okay, the platform will be the platform of Meta Building, but okay, it's the entry point to the OITB, but nevertheless, it will stay open for every actor that wants to use it. So it's not something that is closed, but the OITB will use it as well. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Okay. Because it's important not to think that this is something that is afterwards restricted to the OITB. No. This will be open to everybody.
And also maybe if I just can complete, we have the idea that obviously this platform will need some expenses for maintenance, at least without making money on the platform, but at least for maintenance, because this is digitalization of the system. So this is why we think also when you said, can it be supported by itself? We think that the platform certainly should be included in a structure that be able to organize things. So Claudia mentioned an association, for instance. It could be also the fact that at the level of the national platform, they can also include some expenses for maintaining the international platform. So there are different possibilities concerning this aspect to be able to maintain and register newcomers, new members wanting to, as said Claudia, to enter on the platform on an open way, an open system. But behind that, certainly if it is included in a more solid structure, maybe the structure can provide for the expenses that this platform may require.
Sure. And Claudia, you also mentioned this industrial commons showcase that is quite interesting and could be sort of a first seed for a sort of innovation observatory in the building sector, something like that. This could be maybe also by itself attractive to for the companies to go into the platform and see which are the most advanced technology in the construction sector, and so being the reference for that. And for this, I do think there should be sort of a connection with other initiatives, other platforms, collecting, as I said before, startups or other very, let's say, dynamic and young companies. So maybe also this showcase of industrial commons could be a way to maintain and self-sustain this kind of environment. What do you think about that?
I don't know if it could be enough to sustain the interest in the platform, but I think the whole interest of the platform is to integrate also activities from other, not to put them on as our fame or whatever, but in order to integrate, because the added value of this platform, that you have an enormous outreach potential to all different levels of the construction sector. That's our goal. And if you want to use it to promote whatever you want to promote, we are happy that to host you and that you have access to our ecosystem. Because in MetaBuilding we have 15 partners. In MetaBuilding Labs we have 40, and a lot of them are national platforms themselves. They are European platforms with an enormous amount of members themselves. So the outreach potential is massive. And I think what's most important is to have diversity, and not only construction sector, to have critical mass, and to have an outreach potential, not only to disseminate, for example, what's going on in the Built4People partnership. To take an example, you reach out to many people because it's a cascading down approach. Yep. But it's also to gain, for example, information on it, as Jean-Luc has said, from thousands of people. Maybe they are not even users themselves, registered users of the platform, but linked to somebody that is, because we have European housing, we have Enol, we have a big European platforms and so on. And I think bringing this together, that's actually the value.
Last question for you. I mean, in which way do you think the Built4People partnership could, in a way, contribute to your process? So if you see that there's a specific, kind of interaction or kind of service that could be, provided or shared with the Built4People partnership.
I don't know if they can contribute to us, maybe as well, but we can contribute to their values. I have taken notes when I listened to the former speakers. They said we need to innovate more, and innovation, as I said, is going on in connection and not in silos. So there we can certainly contribute. They said we need inclusiveness. I know if one talks about inclusiveness, it's usually about the inclusion of end users and the big public. But if you think about the construction sector, inclusiveness for me means as well, or especially as well, include SMEs and make it possible for them to innovate, because we all know that they are the biggest part, and over 90% of the construction sector in Europe are SMEs, and most of them are not yet innovating. And I think this is really make an environment that is inclusive to foster their innovation. I think this is something where we contribute heavily. And also we are talking about business value chains that are cross-sectoral. That's definitively our goal, and that's the way we need to go. We need to come up with this enlarged built environment sector. I was also checking again on the three main points of built innovation class, yep. Built4People innovation cluster. Change of practice of construction sector. Okay, all the practices we can change, but at least lead them to open innovation or networked innovation. So to a new practices in innovation. That's certainly what we can contribute with what we are doing. And also bringing together, this was also one of the goals, I think, bringing together clusters. I mean, there we have especially a cluster management model that aims at this integration. And I don't know, the third focus was on the geographic focus and the necessity of a link to the SRIA topic. The links to the SRIA topic, the strategic research and innovation agenda of ECTP, they are certainly there. A lot of our things we are in at the crossroads of sectors or topics of the research agenda. The geographic focus, I'm not so sure about, because I'm more believing, of course, we need a geographic focus and the regional one, a link to the smart specialization strategies, which we have as well. But in the end, I think it's more important to get rid of these maybe geographic focus and try to integrate and more Europe.
They are closing our room. Maybe last couple of words by Jean-Luc, if you want to say something, and then
No, thank you, Roberto. I think that everything has been said. Just maybe I mentioned that built for people. There is something important in this title, for people. So this is why we also consider that innovation would be also connected and devoted for organizing the construction for people, so that people may feel comfortable, at ease, and in a good health in the construction in which they will work or they will live.
Yeah, thank you very much. It was to me
You're
really
welcome.
an interesting discussion and a lot of very interesting inputs, I guess also for the attendees. And I mean, I have a lot of questions more, but maybe we can have another chance for discussion. Yeah, so thank you all. So we let me say cover many aspects, as I said. So to move from closed innovation to innovation ecosystem to contribute to the building stock transformation, and we saw that it's important this cross fertilization among sectors, among different players on the market, from very small enterprise to big company. So a lot of things to do. And yeah, so thank you again for what you are doing in meta building and for your time today and your very interesting inputs. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you for hosting us. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.